On the moss-covered branches of a South American rainforest, a specter haunts. Ruthless, cunning, hidden. The moss mantis is a master concealer. Tiny tufts, resembling lichen, cover the mantis' body, breaking up its silhouette. It doesn't just look like moss, it behaves like moss.
The moss mantis is so adept at impersonating moss that it'll hang down under the branches as well, even swaying side to side like a little bit of moss in the breeze. Talk about an evil genius.
You may not see it, but it sees you. With super-sensitive eyes, mottled and horned, to blend into the background.
These two large compound eyes give the mantis excellent depth perception, a very wide field of view, and they can even detect motion up to 60 feet away.
The instant it senses movement, the mantis deploys ingenious range-finding equipment on its neck.
Mantis have a series of very fine hairs on the back of their neck that are in constant contact with the head. So as the head turns to look at a prey, the hairs also move, and this tells them exactly what direction to launch their raptorial strike. It's so accurate that 85% of the strikes are successful.
In strike mode, the moss mantis lulls victims into complacency. It looks as harmless as any other part of the mossy forest. But when it goes on the attack, the moss mantis becomes a slick killing machine. Its huge limbs launch it through the air in search of prey. A wolf spider, prowling for food, doesn't realize it's on the menu.
When a mantis snatches its prey, the entire strike only takes 30 to 50 milliseconds. That's 3 or 4 times faster than a human muscle reflex, or about 10% how long it takes for me to blink my eyes.
Raptorial legs open like switchblades, revealing large spikes that hook the prey and drag it to the waiting mouth. Mandibles, sharp enough to slice through the toughest bug armor like a can opener, make short work of soft spider flesh. When the meal is over, the master of disguise lies in wait for another victim. But not every bug worries about camouflage or clever tactics. Flashy and fast, tiger beetles take other bugs head on.
Tiger beetles are fast animals. They run after prey, they grab it, they tear it to pieces, they eat it fast and go off running again.
With iridescent shells, metallic sheen, and blinding speed, ground-hugging tiger beetles are like Formula One cars on legs. They hold the land speed record for bugs, beetling along at an incredible 50 body lengths per second.
If this was a human running equivalently fast, this would be 480 miles an hour. This is amazingly fast.
But when the tiger steps on the gas, something strange happens. Its eyes can't keep up.
They move so fast, their brain can't process how fast they're moving. So they literally go blind while they're running.
The tiger beetle's speed is matched only by its savagery. Enormous serrated mandibles tear the victim to pieces.
Tiger beetles have these massive jaws. They're equivalent to 10% of the body length of the animal. They're these huge sickle-like shears. It's equivalent to humans having 8-inch teeth.
Those jaws cut and mash, squeezing fluids from prey, leaving behind an unrecognizable pulp. But the tiger beetle's hectic pace requires a constant supply of fuel.
Tiger beetles need to eat a lot all of the time in order to maintain their energy to run so fast.
That puts it on a collision course with the moss mantis. What happens when the fast and the furious runs into the ghost who stalks?
If the mantis doesn't get in a good first shot, the tiger beetle could really hurt it.
In the mossy reaches of a South American rainforest, a voracious tiger beetle is on its never-ending quest for food. Nearby, a moss mantis watches, poised to strike. The moss mantis attacks with lethal limbs and savage mouthparts. The tiger beetle combines speed with crushing, slicing mandibles. Who will inflict the mortal blow? The mantid must choose its moment with military precision, because the tiger beetle can sever entire limbs with a single bite.
Its jaws are big enough that it could tear the legs off this mantid. It could break the mantid in half.
The beetle waits for telltale movement.
Tiger beetles are visual predators. They're moving and they're looking for movement in the environment, and that's what they're tracking. The problem is when they come up against this mantis, the mantis isn't moving around.
The mantis doesn't stay motionless for long. In less time than it takes to blink, switchblade arms snatch the tiger beetle. The mantid spins its foe around, keeping the beetle's deadly mandibles at a safe distance. All the while, the mantid's jaws wreak havoc.
The mantis's mandibles might be small, but they can cut through just about any bug's armor.
Defenseless, the tiger beetle has nowhere to run.
Speed isn't everything. Sometimes the animals that just stay very still and then attack very rapidly are really the winners.
In the bug world, it isn't always survival of the fastest. When a spiny spider clashes with a crab spider, it's a case of now you see it, now you die. With her wicked spikes and splashy war paint, the spiny spider is one prickly customer.
These spines are really effective. If you touch them, they're really hard and sharp. These are tough, strong little spiders.
At her rear, enormous twin spikes, black-tipped and hardened, form a vicious V shape. On her back, multiple spikes sprout like devil's horns. For a web dweller, they're the perfect defensive weapons for warding off aerial attackers.
Imagine if you're a bird and you go in, you attack a spider, grab it, and the spines hit the roof of your mouth. This is an anti-predator defense against birds and other mammals with soft palates.
The spiny spider is an orb weaver who stays at home to hunt in a circular web just a few feet off the ground. A trapped horsefly poses no problems for this predator, except maybe for some short-term dizziness.
It's struggling very strongly, kicking and shaking and trying to get out of the web. But the spider is a tough little devil, and what she does is she'll dart in, bite it, and start wrapping the prey up.
Large chelicerae and fangs don't just inject venom. They're serious weapons, able to crush and mangle. Not far from that scene of carnage, another assassin hides out in the open.
The crab spider is a master of subterfuge. Her entire strategy is to be like wallpaper, to blend into the background.
Mottled markings and a gnarled body make the crab spider all but invisible to other bugs. This well-disguised warmonger wastes no energy, remaining motionless until the right moment.
That's a classic crab spider ambush, just sitting motionless, not moving a muscle, until the prey is in range and then grabbing in the one and only movement.
The crab spider and her spiky neighbor might never cross paths. But today, the spiny spider has decided to start demolishing her own web.
At dawn, they start putting up their web, and at dusk, they'll take their web down. And this is largely to replace the glue.
The unwanted web won't go to waste. She devours it, strand by silken strand.
They eat the silk, digest it, and are able to recycle the proteins. 80% get recycled and reused in the next web.
But until she builds a new web, she's exposed and vulnerable. What happens when she runs into a cleverly concealed executioner? In the undergrowth, a spiny spider searches for a suitable spot to build a new web. Unaware that a crab spider is waiting on a chance to strike. The spiny spider has large chelicerae and long fangs that crush. The crab spider has powerful front legs for grabbing prey and fangs for dispensing lethal venom. Which spider will reign supreme? Separated from her silk fortress, practically blind, the spiny spider is at her weakest.
She's not picking up all the vibrations from her web that give her an enormous amount of information.
But the crab spider is perfectly positioned. Camouflaged against the branch, waiting for a victim to walk into her trap.
That's the power of sitting still in the bug world. While the other animals aren't noticing you, you're conserving your strength in order to be able to kill them.
The spiny spider walks straight into an ambush.
This crab spider is the master of the ultimate fighting leglock, and the spiny spider certainly has plenty for her to grab onto.
The crab spider's muscular forelegs wrap around those huge rear spikes. The spiny spider struggles to break free as her enemy probes for a kill shot.
Her exoskeleton is really very hard and hard to break through. She isn't easy to bite in the right place.
Finally, the tiny daggers puncture the outer shell. Venom starts to flow. At the other end, the spiny spider's own fangs Normally such vicious and effective weapons stab blindly.
The crab spider's venom normally takes prey down reasonably quickly, but the spiny spider is certainly hanging on much longer than usual. The crab spider, however, is more than strong enough to keep a hold until it pumps enough venom in to kill the spiny spider.
If she'd been in her web, she could have taken down that crab spider. But outside of her web, she was really in a bad situation.
Even before the spiny spider succumbs, her attacker starts to feast. Slowly, methodically, the spiny spider has the life sucked out of her. Talent for murder. Long legs, a dark gray cloak, and dominant size lend this killer a spectral presence.
The leopard spider does all its hunting at night, down on the ground and in the lowest levels of the vegetation. And with those dark, velvety legs and stripes, this is a killer that most victims don't spot until it's too late.
A leg span of almost 4 inches, married to explosive speed, is a fatal combination for this grasshopper.
That's a typical strike. She didn't flinch a muscle right up until the moment she threw herself onto the grasshopper in a single movement.
And not content with just one meal, the leopard is a rapacious hunter who will kill over and over again. Powerful crescent-shaped fangs deliver venom in measured doses. The larger the quarry, the bigger the payload. With her prey impaled, the leopard spider floods the body with a potent brew of digestive juices. The leopard may be celebrating her win now, but when she collides with the mangrove tree crab, which one will run out of luck? At the edge of the jungle, a mangrove tree crab has attitude to spare. In close proximity, a leopard spider is a supernatural killer with murder on her mind. When fate throws them together, which one has a destiny with death? The leopard spider's toxic fangs easily decimate prey. But the mangrove tree crab's claws can crush limbs in an instant. Who will deal the fatal blow? In a moonlit clearing, the leopard and the mangrove crab size each other up. The crab, justifiably, looks nervous.
This poor crab's eyes look like they're about to pop out of its head. Imagine coming on this big leopard spider. There's no walking away from this situation.
The spider strikes early. It misses, but has sensed its opponent's motion. The crab's claws strike out.
Bet the crab is scared, but the leopard spider can't be without her own reservations. This is not exactly a risk-free scenario.
But the crab would make a superb meal. The leopard lunges, those velvety legs circling the crab. The spider searches for a chink in the armor, but the crab throws up a foaming diversion.
All this foaming at the mouth is really trying to get the spider to back away. It doesn't want the spider's fangs to pierce its carapace, because if it does, the crab is a goner.
The crab snaps at the spider pedipalps. To avoid them, the leopard lifts the crab right off the ground and pumps in venom.
Once she's impaled her prey, the leopard spider will raise her body up to get the victim off the ground and clamp it between those massive chelicerae. This keeps it from escaping or retaliating.
Supremacy secured, the spider carries the corpse to her den before dissolving the innards and slurping up crab chowder.
As with any other prey, the leopard spider is going to drain the crab of all of its flesh and leave behind just an empty shell. And why not? Who says a spider can't enjoy a good seafood buffet?